Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So we got coronavirus that's still taking over the United States. But first off, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I mean, make sure you check out blackfilesnews.com/shop. The link is in the Instagram bio if you want to support. Get yourself good size paraphernalia, you know what I mean, fly colors, match anything in your wardrobe. You see this blue, this royal blue right here, but you can get it in different colors and sizes and all of that, yo. You know what I mean? Definitely check that out and support as we continue to support y'all. Now, over 90,000 hospitalizations throughout the United States right now due to COVID-19. That by itself is a record. 4 million new coronavirus infections throughout the entire month of November. That is a record. That's actually double what the previous record was in October. So we're seeing cases that are surging like crazy, you know, over 13 million infections. And we are at now a death toll that is over 267,000 in the United States. Experts are warning that, like, you know, especially with it being post-Thanksgiving, all this holiday travel or whatever, that, you know, in the winter, we could see death tolls that are as high as 4,000 per day. And obviously there's a growing mistrust of the medical community, despite these companies that are racing for the vaccine to actually get a vaccine potion out there so that we could treat people or whatever. But because you have biotech being the second company behind Pfizer and BioNTech or whatever to actually apply for the federal drug agencies, the FDA's emergency medical usage, so they can actually get the vaccine distributed to the people or whatever. But you know, people feel like that's going to be logistically difficult, especially in poor communities, with that and the trust factor. At the end of the day, like, a nigga like me, I don't trust them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Especially if we look at the efficacy of not only vaccines as it deals with like the flu and other things of that nature, but also of how this vaccine process has been, and it's already understood it's not going to be any more effective than the flu vaccine itself, which is considered, like, you know, 70% effective. Is like, yo, you're better off just like being healthy, you know what I'm saying? Just live a healthy lifestyle, whatever. But at the same time, you know, you got to do whatever you feel like is best for you and your family. At the end of the day, that's what's going on the business front. 100,000 of the deaths that have actually taken place since March have actually taken place in nursing homes. So, you know what I mean, if you got any people in these nursing homes, whatever, any loved ones, you know what I mean, you might want to look out for them. Might want to get them the fuck up out of there, though. But that's where we at right now. Green War and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So over in Nigeria, man, the United Nations actually reporting at least 110 people were killed once these armed men that were on motorcycles actually descended on these rice field farm workers out in the rural part of Borno State. And actually, you know, it got the killing. Mind you, it said that at least 30 of these people that actually got killed were beheaded. So this is a serious situation. No one has claimed the attack, but it's understood that Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa province, they active in that area. Meanwhile, the Nigerian military had to actually admit that in the on October 20th at the Lekki Gate massacre at the Lekki toll gate, and they actually had to admit that they had live ammunition. Mind you, they let off ammunition into the crowds of people that were protesting against the special armed robbery squad, the SARS squad, that people worldwide were calling for it to be disbanded or whatever, because you know, they were taking matters into their own hands and, you know, just human rights, just abusing people's human rights or whatever. Nevertheless, they had to admit that they had live ammunition. So at least 20 people were killed during that situation, which is now known as the Lekki Gate massacre out there in Lagos, Nigeria. So everybody stay woke, man. People out here getting beheaded, y'all. Green War and Graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So the Supreme Court actually ruled on a matter that was brought to them by religious groups from New York. And the Supreme Court actually decided with these religious groups 5-4 against coronavirus restrictions that were coming down on the gathering of groups for religious purposes. So basically, because these churches was getting their money cut into by the coronavirus restrictions that were being put in place by New York State, they ended up taking it to court and going to Supreme Court, and they ruled 5-4 in their decision, in their favor. Now, mind you, 5-4, there are 5 Supreme Court justices that are considered conservative leaning, including the most recent one that was appointed and picked by Trump, Amy Coney Barrett. and then the other two that were picked by Trump or whatever. So granted, Trump has that just goes to show you the power of that decision. And then you even so much so that you have Justice Sotomayor that's like, you know, putting her dissent, saying like, you know, justices are playing a dangerous game when they're you know, just ignoring the advice of public health officials. And during a pandemic, when right now we at where you're getting 1 million infections in America per week. But Governor Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo of New York, he actually said that the ruling is irrelevant since the restrictions that were actually put on these particular places or whatever, those places have actually eased up in their coronavirus infections or whatever. So those restrictions aren't even applying to those specific places. So he said it's irrelevant. We'll see how this turns out. The Green Wall and graduation. This reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So Joe Biden, you know, he's squadding up as he should from him getting his transition team together. Now that they finally got the keys to the House, you know what I mean, talking about the White House or whatever, you know, with that GSA approval of an acknowledgement of Joe Biden winning the presidential election. Trump non-officially but technically conceding to the shit, you know what I'm saying, basically saying he's gonna allow for the transition to take place. Nevertheless, you have Joe Biden actually for the first time ever in US history appointing an all-women communication squad, and you have that with the him getting Jen Psaki, who was Obama's former communications director, whatever. She'll actually be the White House press secretary. Kate Redingfield, Karine Jean-Pierre, and Pili Tobar all have been involved in politics on some level, whatever. And then even Kamala Harris getting her communication squad together with Biden's former campaign managers, campaign advisors, pardon me, Simone Sanders as well as Ashley Etienne. They're actually going to be on, you know, Kamala Harris's communication squad. So, you know, y'all can look up like, you know, the technical names that they all have or whatever, but, you know, they'll all be helping with making sure that they all have a message to give to the American people, one that is coherent. Unlike what we saw from this last election, from this last presidency, it'll be where we just see like different lies and all of that. Maybe this will be a lie in unison. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, that's what's going on with the Biden campaign. We'll see how this turns out. Green Wall graduation. For the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So you have Joe Biden still stacking up his cards now on the economic side with him picking Cecilia Rouse and Neera Tanden, two women of color to actually be you know, economic advisors. Where Cecilia Rouse was actually a Princeton labor economist, actually being chosen to chair the the Council of Economic Advisors, pardon me. Then you have Neera Tanden, who actually is head of the Center for American Progress. She's actually going to be the director of the Office of Management and Budget. Now, Neera Tanden, she'll be the first woman of color and the first South Asian woman to actually hold that position. Same time though, people are worried because she has like a warm relationship with like big corporate funders. I mean, similar to Joe Biden or whatever, so it's right up their alley. Also has like a reputation for like antagonizing and undermining the efforts of like progressive Democrats, as well as like having like some real fierce foreign policy stances. Now also you have Brian Deese and Wale Adeyemo. These are two people who actually work for BlackRock. We're talking about the world's largest asset manager. You know, they also known for just dealing with big corporate funds. Climate activists don't like them because they still actually hold the money for you know, polluters basically. And Brian Deese, he's actually him being an exec at BlackRock, he's actually going to be on the chair. I mean, he's actually going to be a part of the National Economic Council, and then Adeyemo is actually going to be a top deputy in the Treasury Department. So while even Biden is actually out with a foot injury from playing with his freaking dog, some real old man shit, it seems like he's stacking up the White House with corporate funders. Green War and graduation. Report out of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So you got Trump actually taking L's left and right and trying to actually take this coup to court, and has not been successful. This past weekend, the Trump administration took, I'm gonna say the Trump campaign team took 2 losses in Pennsylvania. The laws had 2 lawsuits that were rejected. One by the state Supreme Court and another by the federal appeals court. Of course, they putting out lawsuits trying to get recounts and all of that, whatever. Motherfuckers like ain't happening, right? And then you have over in Wisconsin, these 2 liberal counties were actually ordered by the Trump campaign team to recount the votes, and they did, and so it just further cemented Joe Biden's victory. Now, Trump is saying that he'll concede if the Electoral College actually votes to Joe Biden or whatever, but the Electoral Colleges have already counted in Biden's favor by a healthy margin, as well as the popular vote. So, we'll see what happens. Trump is going crazy right now. He, trying to get snappy with reporters and all of that. He had the Reuters reporter on Thursday or whatever talking about, don't talk to me like that. Like, I'm the president of the United States. When dude was asking him when he would concede. Mind you, this is somebody who months ago Trump had actually made fun of for wearing a mask when he was trying to ask him a question, whatever, press dude, whatever, take off your mask, like kind of mocked him or whatever. And now since then, Trump has gotten the dumbass has gotten the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? That just shows you how crazy life is. But nevertheless, Trump is even now turning on Georgia's Republican governor Brian Kemp, saying that he was ashamed to have voted for him or whatever. Now, mind you, in Kemp State, there's actually 2 runoff elections for the Senate that could end up in 2 more Democrats being in the Senate, therefore giving the Democrats the majority vote, with Kamala Harris being that last swing vote in the Senate. But we'll see how this all turns out. Green War graduation. News reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So over in Iran, they're actually having a state funeral today for Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. This is the nation's top nuclear scientist who was actually killed on a highway right outside of Tehran, Tehran being the capital of Iran, on Friday. Now, authorities are blaming Israel for this assassination. They're actually saying that, and they think it was done by remote control to a machine gun that was placed into a car. Now, they're apparently certain about it. Hassan Rouhani, the president of Iran, he said that they're going to respond in an appropriate manner. He actually was like, the enemies of Islamic Iran know that Iran's our officials are too zealous and brave to not respond to this criminal act. We'll respond when appropriate officials will respond in appropriate and timely manner. So I just thought that response was gangster, by the way. But a lot of analysts though think the assassination took place to actually make it harder for Joe Biden to actually get into the 2015 nuclear deal with Iran again. And I call it a nuclear deal, but it's not an arms deal. This is actually a treaty of suppressing their arms race or whatever, which Trump had actually got rid of in 2018. So we'll see if that turns out to even be the case, or if Biden has a possibility of restoring relations with Iran and making shit civil. We'll see. Green War and graduation though. This reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So 2019 Nobel Peace Prize winner, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Mind you, this is somebody who's been credited with establishing peace between Ethiopia and Eritrea, right? He actually on Saturday claimed that Ethiopian military has actually taken complete control of the northern Tigray region. This region in Ethiopia that basically the federal government had been warring with. Basically launching this 3-week offensive that's now officially been put into an end. But the offensive was basically aimed at these separatists, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, who were apparently accusing the Ethiopian military of shelling heavily populated areas in the capital Mekelle, weeks ago. and which led to the Tigray regional government actually trying to take control of the military, the Ethiopian military post in that area, and the back and forth started. But this 3-week offensive has officially been capped. This is something that's forced tens of thousands of people to actually flee the area, going on to like neighboring Sudan and all of that, whatever. So apparently this is over. We'll see how this turns out. Green, war, and graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So there's been like some incidents publicized of police brutality out there in France. And it seems like in response to that, the country may be trying to protect the police, because there's this new law that's really controversial, that's drawing criticism and opposition and protest, that's actually banning the use of photos of police brutality and then putting them in publications, whatever. So banning the banning of publications of police brutality, and then kind of that type of ban obviously gives the police a little more power, a little more flex to beat motherfuckers up, or even do something even more heinous than that. Now mind you, last week this video of Michel Zecler, this black music producer, had went viral where he got his ass beat by cops. And they was like yelling racial epithets at him and all of that or whatever. Amir Al-Habi, this is actually a Syrian photojournalist, got his ass beat, his nose broken and all that this past Saturday, just taking pictures of the protest to the new law. So you had Emmanuel Macron to the Zecler beating there, saying that there was a shame on for the French nation. They actually, the officers have been fired and may be facing charges. Nothing on the Al-Habi assault yet, but Jean Castex, the Prime Minister of France, actually said that he's going to look into the wording of the new law. Green, war, and graduation. Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So there's a lot of protests going on in India. For the 5th straight day, you had thousands of farmers actually gathering to protest against Prime Minister Narendra Modi's move to deregulate the agricultural market, basically putting in these rules that would people were considering like neoliberal policy that will actually like repeal real crucial labor and market protections and price protections, whatever, allow for like a bunch of corporations to move in, outside of the country, or even like huge ones that are even within the country or whatever, and basically allow them to get a grip on the agricultural market that could negatively affect farmers and impact their lives, like and devastate their lives really. Now mind you, this comes after like I said 5th straight day. On Thursday, the Indigenous Peoples Day. No, that's Columbia. That's on the 10th of October. Actually, on Thanksgiving, or National Day of Mourning, or whatever you want to call this past Thursday, they actually in India had what is believed to be the largest organized strike in history. 250 million people, workers, farmers, and their allies gathered across India to protest and strike. Green, war, and graduation. Reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. You got in Thailand protests continuing, calling for the resignation of the current prime minister, democratic reforms, and constraints on the power of the monarchy. Now you have 5 youth-led protesters that actually had to turn themselves in to Thai police today for the movement or whatever. But on Sunday, you had thousands of protesters actually marching on a military barracks, and one of the 5 protesters who had turned themselves in today, they had to turn themselves in for defaming the monarchy. So it's serious like that over there or whatever. But you had one of these people on Sunday at the military barracks saying that the basically saying like the King's Guard should be for be under the control of the government that the people elected. You have to have a king who has his own army, basically, like that makes it harder to intervene, gives them power to like clash down on people who oppose them, basically. So the army should be for the people, not a person. And it's probably some real shit to that or whatever, but nevertheless, you have also at the same time protesters warning that people are planning a coup of the country, and that they're not trying to, they're like definitely opposed to it, whatever. Now mind you, Thailand is a place that is no stranger to having coups. A coup d'etat, meaning like, you know, people trying to overthrow and take over your government, whether it's like by soft, you have legislative coups, you have military coups or whatever. And mind you, the coup that happened in Thailand in 2014 put the current prime minister into power. Green War and Graduation. Report out in the world of the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report, man. Make sure you check out blackfilesnews.com/LPAI. LPAI. That's an acronym for Let's Post About It. It's our own social media platform. It actually allows you to set up forums and have real meaningful discussion that you can't really have on these other platforms due to their censorship and due to their actual like coding methods of like message posting. On this platform, blackfilesnews.com/LPAI, you can actually share code, documents. You can embed your YouTube videos and your own videos and actually watch them mid discussion, and it actually is just a great tool along with all the emojis and all the other cool shit, whatever. So definitely check that out. More incentives coming along the way, including like, you know, tutoring discounts and things of that nature that we're building towards. So, you know, fuck with us as we continue to fuck with y'all. Maher al-Akras, this is a Palestinian man that was just released by Israeli authorities this past Thursday after a 103-day hunger strike in order to free himself for imprisonment without a charge. So they finally let him go after not eating for 103 days. How many of y'all can do that? Y'all motherfuckers can't even go 3 days. Green War and Graduation. Streets report out in the world of the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So over in Canada, they actually have imposed a ban on specific medications from being exported to the United States. Now they did this ahead of a rule that they knew was going to take place today in the United States, which actually will allow U.S. pharmacists to import medicines from Canada in bulk. Now, Canada's doing their ban in order to prevent a medicine shortage on their own turf. Same time, over here, you have a major pharmaceutical company that's actually suing the federal government over this, saying that you can't pass on the responsibility of ensuring that Americans have, a safe and cost-effective medicine from imports onto the state authorities. Like, that's a federal issue, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's a national situation right there. We'll see how this plays out though. Green War and Graduation. What other in the world of the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So the Justice Department has actually implemented a new rule that will actually allow for federal executions to use death by firing squad or electrocution or poison gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they bringing back some like real crazy methods of capital punishment, methods that are still practiced in, you know, other countries or whatever, but these are methods that are practiced in countries that, you know, Americans tend to look down on. We kind of feel like we're not as barbaric as them or whatever, or like, you know, they're not first world countries, but look where we're trying to take it to. And this could be Trump trying to keep up with the authoritarians of the world, who knows. But nevertheless, this it's not clear whether this rule that's supposed to go into play on December 24th will have an effect on the 3 executions that are scheduled for January. So keep in mind, Joe Biden is actually has publicly, while on the campaign trail, said he opposed the death penalty and wants to get rid of it, even though he's helped further it and expand it in the United States. Green War and Graduation. What other in the world of the Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So President Trump made the announcement on Twitter that he's actually pardoning his former National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn. Now, Michael Flynn, this is somebody, you heard me rap about him in BFN World Broadcast number 12. The Trump administration dish, you know what I'm saying? Definitely go check that out. There's some fire shit, but it's a lot of jewels and knowledge in that, whatever. But you know, and you might not, in case you missed it in me rapping fast, this is somebody who actually had to admit to lying to the FBI twice about his communications with Russia, and that was in 2016. Now he's also admitted to lying about his lobbying for Turkey, and this is actually a scenario that the Biden administration could still like pursue for, you know, to like prosecute him or whatever, or bring charges against him. But nevertheless, Trump is officially pardoned yet another one of his cronies, Michael Flynn. Green War on Graduation. This report out of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So you actually have the Army Corps of Engineers that have denied a key permit to the Pebble Mine. Likely putting an end to the mine, which is actually a multi-billion-dollar copper and gold mine that actually have working to be one of the largest in the world. This is up in Alaska. Now, they said that it was it was contrary to the public interest and in violation, or not in compliance, pardon me, with the Clean Water Act. Now, keep in mind that environmentalists and people in the local area, actually indigenous people and all of that, been protesting against the building of the Pebble Mine, saying that it pretty much will, devastate the area, contaminate even the waters, especially in the Bristol Bay's salmon fishery. You know what I'm saying? We all love, especially the good fish eaters, whatever. We all could love some good Alaskan salmon. Like, can't play games like that. You know what I mean? But definitely for them people that's over there in the areas or whatever, like, they not trying to take no pollution on the chin like that. Fuck you mean? Green War on Graduation though. Report out of the World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So on this past Friday, what they call Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, they actually had a global action of protest and strike against Amazon. Make Amazon Pay was the hashtag, so you could look at some of the material on that on your social media platforms or see some of the comments that have been made. But this protest basically took place across 15 countries, including the U.S., Mexico, Brazil, Germany, Poland, the Philippines. They were basically demanding, you had thousands of people in these countries or whatever protesting, demanding like fairer pay, hazard pay during the pandemic, and demanding that Amazon Pay start paying some fucking taxes. Because it'd be coming out that they paid $0 in taxes. Shit, these states be giving them millions of dollars just to set up shop in their place. So it's looked at very unfairly. Even though, to be fair, they get hundreds of thousands of people to pay taxes. You know what I mean? But still, y'all motherfuckers is making made $1 trillion in a month. So at some point this year, like, y'all got a lot of chicken to cough up. Y'all need to get that back to the people. You know what I'm saying? The people that's putting y'all in power. And people who feel that way globally as well. You even had social and climate activists even joining in these protests that took place across the countries. Protesters were also calling for Amazon to be more environmentally cognizant, as well as for them to allow workers to unionize. So we'll see if that turns out, because right now Amazon got a grip like this on everybody's nutsacks. Green War on Graduation.